he through this entire time, like Nolan is basically like, I'm apologizing, I'm trying. Like, can't you see that I'm trying? It is giving human. You are a human man.
I really loved all of the Debbie Nolan
and
stuff.
Debbie, sister. Hold strong, sister.
Wrong. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it, girly. Because I know y'all gonna be on that ship for a while.
And you see when he went to like touch her shoulder, I was watching on TV. I was like, "Don't you touch her." I was like, "You leave that lady alone."
All right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Another Relaunch. I am Anthony Masters, aka Taskmaster.
Oh, okay. I am Egyptian physician and second avatar of Khonshu, Hunter's Moon.
Ooh, I know that's right. And this is Another Relaunch. Welcome back, y'all. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Yeah, I'm doing fine. My allergies have finally cleared up, so that's been very helpful. And they've been really bad this year. I don't know if you have allergies or if they like get you, but I've said it before, mine usually get me in my eyes, like they become really itchy. But this year, like my ears have been itching, and it's been like the inner ear, and it's been like, when you got to make that like throaty, scratchy sound because you're trying to like I've been having to do that all the time, and it has not been making people like happy. But we finally under control and we can breathe again. Air is great, and it's supposed to rain here soon, so like hopefully it washes everything else away, and it's good.
Period.
But how are you?
I'm good. I'm hanging in there, y'all. I'm good.
I mean, I feel like honestly that should be most people's reaction to those type of questions all the time. And like, I don't know if it's because we're adults now that we just notice that things are like happening all the time, or maybe things have just always been happening all the time and we just didn't notice before, but like things are really happening all the time.
And it's like it's just nonstop. Like, damn, it never stops.
And like I think back to people who were alive during the times of like the plague. Like like obviously we know like the plague was going on, but like what else was going on? Were they sitting around like, damn, not only do we got the plague happening, but like I don't know, like I can't get bread for my family this week either. It's like, I don't know.
That's crazy.
The plague or starvation? Which one do you want?
Too much. All right, so let's go ahead and get started into these updates then. So last week we talked about a bunch of layoffs that happened at Marvel. One of the ones that I wanted to call out was that Andy Park was also someone that was let go. He was the MCU Visual Director and concept artist. Now, a lot of us have seen all of those really, really amazing renditions of all of the characters and all their different concept art and different outfits and different looks, how their powers are going to look and everything like that. He was the director of the visuals behind all of that, and it was let go. He, I believe, was there from like 2010 to now, which is insane. I think he worked on like almost every project, which is wild that he ended up being let go. I don't know what's going on over there. I think letting go so much of this talent, especially like gutting your visual department, does make me feel like a lot of this is just going to be outsourced. I did also read the report saying that a lot of it may be AI, also that they are going to be hiring a lot of artists on like consulting roles so that they aren't like fully employed, so that you don't have to pay, certain types of fees and insurance and all those extra kinds of things that, an employee should get. They would not, because they would just be a consultant. I don't know, man.
I don't ever think I'll understand not wanting to like pay people to do the jobs.
It makes no sense.
I don't know why you think people want to work for free or for pennies, or why they should have to, or why I can like hire you to work for me as a consultant for I don't know, X amount of years, but you're not going to be able to get health insurance from me either.
Like, what? And I'm bringing you in all this revenue from whatever kind of project I'm doing?
And I'm probably working you to the point of exhaustion because
Absolutely.
what else will we be
Absolutely.
doing? And now, when you're passed out on the floor, you can't even go to the doctor. Crazy.
You know, actually, I met Andy when I went to the opening night of Captain Marvel. I bought the Captain Marvel art book, and he was outside, and he like signed it for me. It was really nice. And it's just wild to be like, damn, they just really letting people go. I saw a tweet saying from someone talking about how they were the artist for the room. You know, like a lot of these buildings have their art and stuff on the halls and everything there. That his art was on the room that he got fired in. That they let him go in. Like,
I'm like, yeah, give me my piece. I'm taking that with me. What do you need to take it down on the wall? I can do it myself.
Like, it's crazy. No, it was like it was like on the wall, like not just like a piece like this. It's like the mural like on the door. Like,
bring the construction crew in. I'm taking the door too. Like, whatever we need, it's all mine. Thank you.
Period.
Like,
yeah. I hope everybody that got to let go is able to bounce back. And you know, these corporations, insane what they're doing to these people. Recently, the Clayface trailer came out.
Naomi Aki, future EGOT is in that. We will be watching.
And so the movie does come out on October 23rd, 2026. It's directed by James Watkins. And yes, Naomi Aki is in it. Tom Harris will be Clayface. And I have to say, it looked kind of good. Like, yeah, it looked pretty good.
And you know, I've said it before, I'm a really big Clayface fan. So I've been cautiously optimistic about this. You know, looking forward to it, wasn't really sure, but that teaser, the little trailer thing, it really got me going. Like, I'm super excited for this. I will be there opening night watching. We will be talking about it, be back here. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for it. I'm interested to see how they go with this horror vibe. Also, I wonder what universe this is in. I believe Matt Reeves is a producer on it, so I'm not sure if it's in his Batman universe, if it's in whatever James Gunn is doing.
It'll all be changed once the Paramount deal is finished anyway.
That is too real. Okay, also the July Solicits from Marvel came out, and just want to call out a few things here because they did announce a bunch of books. One thing that I noticed, though, was there was this event called DNX, and it is the X-Men event, I believe, basically kind of starring Beast, the original Beast. Everyone knows that he died, quote unquote, but actually it turns out he's survived, and I'm not sure if he is the reason that he's infecting a bunch of people around the world, but something is going on with mutations. Now, this story is being written by Jen McKay, and the art is by Federico Vicenti. I
do love his art.
I do too. It's cool. But I noticed that this was announced like maybe earlier this month, a few weeks ago maybe, and it was supposed to come out in September. And it was this is a 5-issue miniseries. This event. However, now it's coming out in July. This makes me feel like, you know, a new Marvel X-Men relaunch thing is going to be happening at the top of the year, and they wanted to finish this event before the end of the year instead of having it go through, you know, into 2027.
So when you say,
that's my tinfoil hat idea.
Okay, so with your tinfoil hat idea, are you saying that like just the line itself is relaunching, or do you mean like the editorial, the writers, everything is relaunching? We're moving into like the next new era of X-Men.
I'm not sure about that part. That I don't know. But if I had to guess, it would probably be a whole new line. like a whole new thing. I do think they are most likely going to want to tie things into like X-Men 97.
Yeah.
I know, but synergy, it rules. But that comes out like,
It wouldn't even be on time. Doesn't that come out this summer?
yeah, I'm not sure how they, I don't know what they want to do. I don't know, but I do feel like a new thing is going to be coming at the top of the year. Moving this event from September and pushing it up to July makes me think you want to get this out before the end of the year. Like you want to be done with it.
I could see that little conspiracy theory going. I didn't see the announcement that it was going to be coming out in September. So like, I just thought it was coming out in July. I do think something will like relaunch afterwards, but I think I was just thinking like a new line of books, something like that coming out. DNX as itself, I feel like this current X Office, the events that they have put out haven't really grabbed me that much. But this one seems like it's going to be McKay mostly by himself. So we'll see how that goes. Blood Hunt was amazing. His X-Men run, I think, is a little lukewarm. But I also kind of just feel like that about most of his team books, because I felt the same way about his Avengers. But Moon Knight is still amazing, which you'll hear about later.
That's right.
We'll see. We'll see. I guess I'm not really. I think the event, it's like Mutation, and isn't the Fantastic Four going to be involved?
I believe the X-Men go to the Fantastic Four, yeah, for some help on the whole mutation thing.
Not moving me the most. I will say I am very slightly more intrigued in the Avengers Armageddon event that's coming up. I have no real interest in like the Red Hulk going around the world, destroying everything, blah, 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 blah. I don't honestly understand why the Red Hulk is becoming like this Marvel villain.
Synergy.
I mean, yes, synergy, but like synergy for a movie that everyone claimed to hate.
I think these plans were already like in place. Things are just coming out significantly later than they needed to.
And that's the other thing. Why are we doing synergy so late if it's synergy? Why does it even matter anymore?
Right.
But nonetheless, whatever. The Red Hulk seems to be like doing this thing. They seem to be like really kind of pushing him around as like this next big Marvel Universe big bad. I think I'm really only interested because I saw a preview page and it was Sam and Wolverine together. And I was like, oh, what are they doing? So I might tap in for that. I do like the art. He's a good writer.
Yeah, he is. He can be a lot of fun. I actually did like his. It's crazy. I liked his Marvel 2-in-1, but I did not like the Fantastic Four X-Men event. Sorry, Chip, if you ever hear this, I was not a fan.
That was the one where Franklin got retconned to be not a mutant, right?
That was in. Technically, no.
No, that was in Fantastic Four proper.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
Okay. I don't really remember that Fantastic Four X-Men event that much. I do remember that Sue came off a little crazy in the beginning, and then I think Franklin went to Wakanda. And that was all of that.
Yeah, get through. You know what? It's best not to remember it. It's really best not to remember it. I do see that Avengers Armageddon #2 is going to be coming out in July, and Wolverine is really cool. Sorry, y'all. He looks really awesome.
His book, I have not been reading it. I think I'm going to start on Marvel Unlimited. It has some really nice covers from Dan Panasian, which like amazing. I saw Alpha Flight's going to show up in there. I kind of like Alpha Flight. I can't tell you why, but I don't know. They're neat.
We all have those random faiths that we just kind of like because you know what? They're kind of neat.
They got they're neat. Snowbird, Talisman, even Puck. Like, they're fun.
They are fun. Puck, yeah, he's fun.
Aurora, crazy. North Star, I can take a leave him. Crazy Sister.
You don't like this?
I'm telling you, like I Vindicator, Guardian, like I know these people. This is family. Speaking of family, for the Captain America book, they have this one variant cover that I think everyone should look at. It really warmed my heart. It's Steve, Sharon, Bucky, Sam, Misty, and Joaquin and Red Wing on the cover, and I was like, oh wow, like this is the family. Although it did make me realize, I was like, oh, Natasha's not on here. And I was like, do people not consider her a part of like the Captain America family? Like, has she now gotten to this entity where like she's her own thing? Because like she definitely could have been on there with Bucky. Like it was Sam and Misty, Steve and Sharon, Bucky Nat.
Was Bucky included on there?
Yeah. And it was like, and so like the cover itself is like, it's Steve standing there holding up his shield, and then it shows like the headshots of Sam as Falcon and as Captain America. It shows like Sharon and like one of her old looks, and then her current look, Bucky as young Bucky, and then the Winter Soldier, and then Joaquin and Misty in their one suits that they only have in Red and Flower.
They do have those one suits. I think,
and this is true for Misty. She's been around for so long. Like if there is anyone from Marvel listening, please give that lady a redesign. And I promise you, you can do so much with her hair, keeping it natural, and it's not just an afro.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a lot of
things than just that red bodysuit. Like,
please. But yeah, so they look good on it. But it made me realize, I was like, oh, Natasha's not on here, and I just thought that was kind of strange. Because I was like, I would always consider her a part of like Captain America stories. She shows up in all of them all the time. So her not.
That's crazy because she did have that really big moment even in the MCU with her being in Winter Soldier. Yeah, but I think. Okay, hear me out.
Uh-huh.
And listeners, I think y'all tell me if I'm wrong here, but I think that she isn't in that camp fully because her biggest connection. Yes. I feel like her biggest connections over there are Bucky more than Cap. And I feel like the MCU and maybe the comics as well place her more in like the Shield family than the Captain America family. At least that's my guess. That would be my guess as to why she is not there. Like, I feel like she has become more Shield than Captain America.
I don't know. Maybe I'm biased because I've read a lot of stories of Nat with Cap, and I like her in that camp. But
like, if it was like Nick Fury on that cover instead of Cap, like I could totally see them putting Natasha.
I don't even know if I see her like in the Shield comics camp anymore.
Really?
Yeah, only because I feel like it's been so long since she's really done anything significant with S.H.I.E.L.D. And like the last few times that she has interacted with them, they've been against her, trying to kill her. I think with like...
So she's done anything significant.
Yeah. Oh, you tried it. Anyways, what was I just saying? I don't know. I don't want to talk about it.
Anyway, speaking of synergy and significance, there's going to be a Queen in Black coming out also in July. I'm telling y'all right now that I will be there. Yes, it is synergy with Marvel Rivals. But Photon and Sunfire are going to be there, so that means so.
I do need you to keep me posted on that because I was reading that solicitation and I didn't know Beta Ray Bill was like leading that team.
Yeah,
I thought he was on it, but like now that I know he's leading it, like I have a little bit more investment. I don't know if I necessarily have enough investment to like read it as it's coming out. It might be a Marvel Unlimited exclusive, but keep me posted if anything exciting happens.
The part that's gonna probably frustrate me more is that like Tony is also gonna be there, and I think he's gonna be leading like another faction of those teams. So like,
oh, they're probably gonna be with Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you don't want to read that.
So, ugh.
I also saw that Wonder Man seems to be ending, and like his Will They Won't They with Hellcats is still going strong.
I don't know about all of that. I know that the mini it goes to issue 5, and I believe his Hellcat the
wasn't that issue 5 that got solicited?
I don't think so.
Oh, I thought it was.
Let me look. I hope not.
Oh,
it was. I thought it was 4. Oh God. So Wonder Man number 5 was also solicited for July. And I mean, I'm not seeing too much Hellcat here, but the solicit says, will they, won't they with Hellcat? Will they? Question mark. They won't.
I don't think
I'm
they will
telling.
either.
I don't think they will.
But do you think
This cover is hot though?
Yeah, it was actually. Do you think it needs some consignment after this mini ends? Because I know they've also got the Ultimate Reborn stuff, and there's like the Black Wonder Man happening over in that universe.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to make Wonder Man a legacy name now. Like, I don't know that there'll just be two. So I don't really know what they're going to be doing with the Armageddon version. But this doesn't seem like Simon Williams is going anywhere. Like it doesn't seem like he's retiring. He looks like he's just going to be still an LA superhero.
Yeah.
So I hope so. I hope that he gets to do something else. I would like to see him again on a superhero team or something a little bit more superhero for a mini. It's been great reestablishing him as a character and doing all that stuff so far as his mini has been coming out. Obviously, I'm still on issue 1, but I still want some more like superhero stuff, and I hope I get that
as it goes along.
Yeah.
That's fair. Okay.
Dang. Kind of clocked it though. I really doubt. I thought that was issue 4. Hope we aren't stuck. Hope he doesn't end up stuck with that girl.
He would be lucky.
I don't know if luck is the word, but we do see that Sorcerer Supreme is still coming out. It is up to issue 8. I believe that it is going to go up to issue 10. So it'll be interesting to see where Wanda will end up after this. It seems like a lot of their like heavy hitter characters aren't getting into solos as much anymore, like the Captain Marvel, Storm.
If her book only does go up to 10 issues, and then she gets another one, because she'll have to get another one, because she's eventually going to have to give the title of Sorcerer Supreme back to Steven, or he's going to have to get it back some type of way. So it's like they're going to definitely give them like 4 or 5 issues to show that switch happening. Which will be insane, because that's a lot of books for Wanda in a very short period of time.
I want to know what kind of deal she got. That's that Wanda Paola.
That's not even Paola. She's not in nothing.
That's true.
Like, it's just, I don't know, somebody like Wanda.
And I never see these books ever seem to be like some giant seller either. Like,
somebody up top just likes Wanda, period.
I don't know. These covers for Moon Knight look really cool, though. The Marc Spector Moon Knight number 6. He has really cool. It looks like Blade will be appearing, which will be awesome. Do you think that that's something? Do you like their relationship together?
I mean, it's like,
is it just them kicking ass together? Like, is it?
Yeah, it's more like a work thing. He came over to like help Reese. She's the girl that works with Moon Knight. She turned into a vampire in the first arc. Like he taught her some stuff, how to use her powers. He called him for that. Other than that, it's really more like a work thing. I would like them to be cooler. McKay also likes Moon Knight and Clea. So like if we can get like a Moon Knight, Clea, Blade kind of like trio going thing together, that could be the new basis of the Midnight Suns right there.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I do like their relationship together. Yes, on a very, very basic level. Like, I just think they look cool kicking ass together.
The cover is absolutely amazing. The one of, like, Moon Knight running and, like, blazing for a background with the red and the blood dripping down. It's gorgeous.
They look really awesome.
Like, a good cover. There were 4 good covers at Marvel. I was, like, shocked. 2 of them were from Moon Knight.
Moon Knight he's got a great run right now.
Excellent. He's an amazing character. Like...
Always on my ban list. Sorry, y'all who play him on Marvel Rivals. Instant ban. He's too good. Got to go.
Instant ban.
Because he's too good. People, they never want to blow up his onks. So they just run past him. And when you're running past him, he just kills you while you're in him. And I personally feel like he doesn't need too much, like, thought. You throw those onks down, and all you got to do is just toss the moon things, whatever, the moon darts he has. Killing up the whole team. Ban him.
Effective. Sorry.
He's always
Sorry.
on my
Don't know what
ban
to
list.
say.
He can go.
Don't know what to. I think it's kind of crazy that you can like ban people or like ban a character on that game. That's ridiculous.
I think that's great. Although it's been affecting me now because the people complain about Invisible Woman. Personally, I think I got to get better at the game, but everybody bans her now. So, and I'm
Maybe
a bit
ban the
They do. They do. Invisible Woman, they do, yes.
That's
So, but then this can go back to being a Vanguard. I'm mostly always the tanks in these kind of games, but I'm always just Magneto. And you know what, Marvel Rivals people out there, guang, y'all listening? If y'all are gonna make me solo tank in these games, which happens most of the time, please add Wonder Man or give me Quasar as a shield tank, please. If I'm gonna do this by myself.
Or seen anyone who plays Marvel Rivals talk about a positive experience in this game. They are always doing something by themselves, dying, getting locked out, permabanned. It's crazy.
It's wild. But I love it. I do like the game a lot. But it's the worst community ever. Probably the worst community I think I've ever experienced, actually.
That's saying a lot because you like Spider-Man.
No, I don't. No, I like Electro. So I have to get into Spider-Man over there.
Okay.
You don't like Electro? I like Electro. People don't like him because they say he's like a jobber villain. And I'm like, who cares? Sometimes the villain just wants to get some money real quick. Like,
I like Shocker.
Of course you do. Anyway, so it was recently announced that the X-Men 97 Season 2 premiere is going to be happening at the Tribeca Film Festival on July 13th. Now, we've already talked about the trailer that they've shown at New York Comic Con last year. Crazy, because when they let everybody watch it at New York Comic Con last year, they allowed phones. When they showed it to the people who came to D23 at that same year, phones weren't allowed at all. So I saw the trailer, then they showed it at New York Comic Con, they allowed phones. But now, if you go try to find it online, it's all been taken away. What I hope isn't going to happen is it's the same trailer that they had last year, just, you know, just out in HD. Yeah.
Probably.
Because they did not announce a release date, just that the trailer and everything was going to be premiering at the Tribeca Film Festival.
How crazy. You know, speaking of trailers, did you hear that the Green Lantern trailer got taken down?
I did. And I would not be shocked. But that's wild because the show comes out in like a few months. So, you know what? Exactly. Y'all already know how I feel about that show. So,
that trailer. And then I saw the poster that was like, only one person can wear the ring. Or only one can wear the ring. I said, oh, wow. You guys just... Like, this was literally somebody probably pitched some cop show, and they were like, "Actually, we're just going to make this Green Lantern." Because
I feel like it was the other way around. I feel like someone was like, "Let's make a Green Lantern show." And they was like, "Well, all we got is a budget for this, so it's just going to be this."
Either way, the ideas were not aligned. So
no, at all. No. At all. We'll see if it even comes out. You know what? On that note, let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll come right back.
Cool. Welcome back, everyone. Hello to another week of wonderful comics. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I actually had one comic book this week. It was Marc Spector Moon Knight. It was fantastic. It was a 5 out of 5 issue. I don't really I think at this point, there's not really too much more I can say about the book other than it's great continuously. Jed McKay has an amazing handle on Moon Knight. Devmala Harmonic's art is absolutely ethereal. This issue was brutal, grotesque. He was fighting Bushmen, like Rage, Zodiac. It's a good book. If you're not reading it, you should start reading it. You should actually start all the way back from the beginning of Jed's run with Moon Knight, that first volume, and then work your way up here. Get in. But because I did only have one book, I did just kind of want to talk about, I saw that there were a lot of other new number ones coming out. That's what I was talking about, with my new pull list. So I wanted to highlight them. Vampirella, number one. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't read a lot of her books. I've tried, but they're very sexually charged.
Oh.
And like,
okay.
I feel like normally that wouldn't bother me, but I don't know. It's just like,
is it in like an overt way where it's like, okay, like let's relax.
It's just like, and like, again, I like Barbarella, so it's like,
right.
Yes, but I don't know. When I be reading, when I be going through her books, it's a little. She's hot though, hot design. But she has a new number one that came out. So if you're into her, check her out. The Thundercats and Silverhawks. Did you ever watch the Silverhawks cartoon that used to come out? It was also. I don't know if it was Hanna-Barbera, but I remember like it was popular back then, like with a lot of those groups like the Thundercats and stuff like that. Basically, they're having a crossover book that just launched this week as well. I speak very highly of the Thundercats books. I think that people should check those out. If you are a Silverhawks fan, you also like Thundercats, get into that. And Spider-Versity number one also came out. The Amazing Spider-Versity, excuse me. That is the new book that's basically just like all the Spider characters of Marvel. You have Jessica Drew showing up, Miles Morales, Anya Corazon, the new Spider-Girl Maka, there's the new Spider-Boy, I don't remember his name. Spider-Gwen is also in it. Ghost Spider. There's a ton of them. So it feels like Marvel truly is like going all in on like Spider-Verse and connecting the Spider people and making them like kind of like Bat Family-esque. It feels like a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if you're into them, I will say, I like Miles. I like Anya. Arana. She also like knows magic now these days, which is really cool. I kind of am into the idea of Maka, the Spider-Girl. She is a power mimic, so that was a turnoff for me, but she is a mutant and she was trained by Bullseye. I think those are pretty interesting things. And then while Age of Revelation was kind of a flop, she was in the Unbreakable X-Men miniseries, and that like Spider-Girl costume she had, that Wernick design, hot. Like kind of one of the best spider suits I've ever seen, actually. So I don't know if they want to age her up so she can put that back on and then, like, I don't know, do something different with the mimicry. Cool. I could be here. But those are some highlights, some hot shots. I know you had Rogue on the list, so let's talk about that.
Yes, I did. So I had Rogue number 4, and this was written by Erica Schultz and art by Jim Toe. And right off the bat, I'm just going ahead and say I really like the art for this book. It really fits like Rogue. And not only that, I just really also just enjoy the style for the book. Like it fits like this whole superhero comic book thing. And one problem I've had with a lot of interior artists, I feel like more so recently than in the past, was that they can have very beautiful looking characters, but the backgrounds are empty. Like there's nothing there. Yes. That is not the case with Toe's art. The backgrounds are full. Everything feels like it's
he's drawing a full panel.
Yeah. And I really enjoy it. So last issue, Rogue was trying to escape Constrictor's building, but then she got stuck in the elevator. People were surrounding her. This issue opens up. She's beating everybody's ass, making her way out of this place. And again, she is her powers are on the fritz. And there's a moment where this like security guard punches her, and she's like, "Oh, I felt it, but like I didn't feel it that badly. So like maybe my powers are coming back." And then he gut punches her, and she's like, "Oh no, they didn't." So she felt it again. So her powers are like on the fritz. But then she like jumps and starts to fly, and she's like, "Oh great, I got my flight back." Then she uses her powers to kind of get out. She has a flashback. There's a flash to this guy who's been plaguing her mind. He has these like smile marks on his mouth, and he's missing some of his legs. And his name is John Stelton. He sees on the news about how like Rogue is out there like attacking this place now because the press show up while Rogue is like trying to escape this constrictor's building.
Yeah.
He starts having panic attacks. Is like, oh my God, I can't believe she's out there again. Like, this girl going to try to find me again and come kill me. Rogue has a moment where she flies away, and we see some cool moments. I think that the writers had to show like her power levels anyway, because a helicopter, the press helicopter, is trying to follow her, and she flies faster than the helicopter. She also the helicopter ends up like spinning out, and she has to catch it, and she like catches it no problem, carries it with one hand and brings it down. And in that moment, she tells the press, you know what, turn your cameras on. Let me tell you something. This was not an attack like from some mutant terrorist. The constrictor is actually like using his money to help I think it's like the humanity group, this hate group. He was like, use your resources. Y'all can go find that. That's your real story. I am not like this mutant terrorist thing that, people may have remembered in the past. That's not what's happening here. She finds this moment where she meditates. She's like, I need to clear my mind. She says, Betsy and Rachel used to teach me how to meditate and take some time to myself to clear my head. Emma Frost helped too, but she's like, I don't want to give her that much credit. And she has this flashback where she remembers this time again on the Brotherhood that we've been basically figuring out this entire miniseries, whether or not she actually did this. And she did it. Now, this whole time, I thought that there was going to be some kind of twist that, like, I don't know, Rogue didn't do this or whatever. But no, she is the one who attacked that guy. Because what happened was Rogue and Mystique were trying to break into the Project Pegasus to steal this device, of course. And then Constrictor and Sabretooth showed up. Sabretooth getting wild. The two of them started fighting. Rogue used her powers on Sabretooth. And remember, in addition to power, she also gains her personality. Mm-hmm. So she got his murderous personality, and the security guard who was there, who was trying to stop all this at that time, was this John Stelton person. And she is the one who sliced off his legs and cut his mouth off because she had Sabretooth's personality in that moment, and he would have done something like that in that moment to the security guard. So she's like, I gotta go make amends to this person. I gotta go figure this out. And that's where we end the issue. I find this interesting because, I've talked before about how, y'all know I love Rogue. Definitely one of my favorite X-Men. But I've always wanted her to be fair. It rotates. But I've always wanted her to be like more able to stand on her own as a solo character, and I wanted to see how that would look for her. This is exactly what I would want for Rogue. Every character has to deal with their kind of status quo and something that is a permanent part of their character that they're really going to be dealing with and evolving with. Rogue will always have to deal with her villainous past, and I think making that a part of her solo story is something that should just always kind of be there. The way that Wolverine and his Weapon X stuff, the way that Storm is a goddess, Jean and the Phoenix, I think with Rogue, hers will just always be that she really was a villain, and she will just probably always have to deal with those repercussions. I have been enjoying it here, but I would have liked to have probably a better villain than Constrictor. Maybe I just would have that's just me personally. I think I would have wanted something better than that, but I do really enjoy the voice that Rogue has in this book. The way that we really get to see her operate on her own, away from Gambit. I liked in the previous issues where not even issues, there's just one kind of scene where she called him and let him know, like, I'm good, but like, I'm dealing with this out here. I'm working on my own case. Like, we don't need to be tied at the hip. I really did appreciate that. So I really do. I've been really liking this solo. I wish it was something that I can continue. But how comics are these days. But I wouldn't mind if this was something that was happening to her on like the next X-Men run where she is, conflicted with something, dealing with something like this. Yeah, the villainous passage she's had.
I do find it interesting that you say you think her status quo is like redemption and kind of always trying to right the wrongs that she's done. I feel like obviously we get that the most with Carol and their relationship. I do think it's kind of interesting to see it from this other perspective where it's like she actually did attack this guy, so he kind of is in the right in feeling how he feels. It was like, yes, she might have had Sabretooth's personality, but like she did it, so it wasn't like a thing where she was, I don't know. I think it's interesting. I guess I would like to see it if it became something more just, I guess, expanded on. Not necessarily like on a case-by-case basis, or more so like how people are afraid of her and like how that conflicts with her saving them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I remember you from a villain being this and doing this and doing this, and now you're saying you're coming to actually like take me out this burning building. No, you're just going to drop me out the sky once I get out there or something like that. Just like really seeing how that fear plays into her whole role as being a hero. Obviously, this one's a little bit more personal for her, but I guess just seeing it more on like the broad spectrum of like, because I guess that's also a thing that we see with a lot of mutants. Like, people are going to think Magneto's a terrorist because you only ever see him on TV when he is leveling New York or when he's threatening your senators.
One time.
I mean, that's really all you need. So, like, I guess, like, that's another little parallel with Rogue and Magneto. Maybe this is why people like them together.
Whoa, pump the brakes.
But no, so yeah, I just think that's kind of interesting. She should apologize to Dazzler again, I think that's always necessary.
She's got to get over it. We'll get knocked on her head again.
She's going through this road to redemption and reliving her greatest hits. There's a few.
They made up. They both went through the Siege Perilous. They new people now.
I mean,
everybody's gonna move on.
I'm just saying.
Now, Dazzler probably shouldn't like her.
Carol didn't move on. Carol brings it up every chance she gets,
and she should.
Okay.
That girl tossed her lifeless body into the little river. I would never stop bringing it up.
Well, and now she calling her over for tea. Look at that.
At some point, you got to get over it, but
without getting over it.
But without getting over it, it's still gonna be there.
Like, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Big shit. But whatever. But I'm glad you enjoyed the issue. What would you rate it?
Yeah, I would give this issue honestly a 3.75 out of 5.
Okay.
I really liked it. Yeah. And one thing I really am hoping for in the future on this next, I think it's only 5 issues. I don't think it's 6. Is that we get some kind of clear, like definitive thing, an answer about how Rogue's powers work, specifically like her super strength and invulnerability. Obviously, with her powers going in and out throughout all of this, like they've been all over the place. So I hope this ends with, oh, my powers are restored and this is what they are, so that we can.
Do you feel like it's, now that you've been reading more, do you feel like it's more just a psychological thing than her actually just losing her like Wonder Man abilities or something?
Yeah, it feels very psychological. Like she'll be able to bounce back, but I hope when she does bounce back, it's explained.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, you guys stay tuned so we can find out what happens with Rogue. Let's go ahead and take a break.
Let's do it. All right, y'all. Welcome back to the watch section of the show. And this week we will be talking about Daredevil episodes 5 and 6 and Invincible episode 8, which is the final episode of the season. Let's go ahead and kick it off with Daredevil first. So Daredevil season 2, episode 5. This episode was directed by Angela Barnes and written by Jesse Wigatow. I think that's how you pronounce the last name. And, this episode to me was interesting to say the least. But I have to say, like, overall, I'm kind of bored. Like, I normally don't get down here in the street level stuff. I already don't really care for it. But, like, I thought Daredevil might be a little different. Maybe that was a little bit of me just liking Elektra and, liking when Bullseye shows up for a little bit of chaos. But I don't know.
No, I feel like
and this episode was obviously like a flashback episode, so I completely understand, like, that part of it. But I don't know.
I feel like, again, as I said a few episodes ago, my biggest gripe with this show feels like it's about everybody except Daredevil. Even here, where we're getting like Matt and Foggy scenes and we're flashing back to all these times, it's still about Foggy and like his relationship with these people and these things. And then as we go around to the city and like we see people like Karen and Fisk and like the cops and all these people there and Angela, and they're all doing like the sleuthing and the investigating and getting into the world and doing all this stuff. And it's like, where is Daredevil? What is he doing? Why is he walking this man down the street for 30 minutes?
Limping and carrying him everywhere. Like
what is happening right now? And it's just like...
And did they de-age Vanessa? Her face looked de-aged to me. I was like...
be shocked.
When they came back to her and stuff in the past, I was like, well...
And it's just like, I don't know. So it's just the show. I feel like it always loses me at the core because it's not Daredevil. The show, like when it was on Netflix, it was always about like Daredevil first and how he interacted with everybody else. I feel like this show is more so about just how everybody else interacts. And then we see Daredevil within like 10 minutes of the 50 minutes or however long the show is. So the episode for me, it didn't really, the show is,
I did think that it was interesting that everyone had their flashback wigs on. I thought that was interesting. You got their flashback wigs. Daredevil, Matt, is he into feet? It seemed like he was really defending being into feet, and I was like, okay,
I wouldn't be surprised.
That's kind of tea. That's true.
That's also another thing. Matt ain't slept with nobody this whole show.
Like, what happened? He ain't played with nobody.
Like, what is going on? Matt at his most depressed is never going to turn away a fine woman, okay? Like, something's wrong. Shut it down.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here. I did like the writing in the episode towards the end here where Vanessa kind of woke up and she, like, was coming to, and then she asked for pineapple and some pineapple juice, and Kingpin was like, you don't want that, you're allergic to pineapple. And she was like, I want some. And he, of course, just got it for her. And then she, like, obviously died. I think she was allergic to pineapple and, like, killed herself. Personally. I do.
But then she left her man. Not Fist, the other one.
Well, I don't know. I think that's just what I think. I think that she offed herself. She I feel like she knew she was allergic to it.
They call that.
Man, although she was also losing her memory and stuff. Yeah, she kind of was. I don't know. She was also kind of a villain too. So,
but still, her death is for Fisk. Nobody.
She was riding around with him. So, and then episode 6 opens. Fisk is mourning Vanessa. He killed the surgeon. I don't know why he did that. Like, what he do? That didn't make like. All he did was tell him that Vanessa was dead. Like, damn.
Man, that's mad. Taking it out on everybody. Like,
that was messed up. Then we see inside, there's a adorable little girl playing, and there's this like beeping. It looked like a bomb, and she grabs it, and there's a bunch of commotion outside. Turns out it was Jessica Jones and her daughter Danielle. She later catches up with Daredevil, lets him know, these people have come to my house. Like, this is not okay. Also, her powers like come and go, which to me didn't make sense. Why? Jessica Jones isn't even that powerful anyway. So what was the point of like depowering her?
You know what's so funny about Jessica Jones and her strength level? I think, and we'll talk about this again. I know we were talking about Invincible. Well, how I always talk about like Oliver and how he was strong, but he didn't feel like as strong as other characters. Like I've been thinking about super strong characters, and it's like that is such a good way to like showcase the differences in strength. Like, yes, you might be able to pick up a car or three, but you can't punch that person over there. And it's like, you can't lift a bridge or something like that. Like those type of differences. So I look at Jessica Jones and it's like,
Like you might could maybe,
like your strength
catch a
coming and
bullet.
going, baby girl. Like, I don't know. Like you might need to sit down. However, and I said this too. I don't think I necessarily mind when like pregnancy affects the women in the books or the shows or whatever, and it actually has an effect on their powers. However, once the baby drops and like you like Daniel, like what, 4 or 5 now, something like that.
The baby drops.
Why are you still having problems with your powers? Like, and I get it, like a hormone, maybe if it's a hormonal shift or something like that, but it's just like, again, I don't know. I just feel like it's tricky.
That's
and
what I mean.
It also feels strange because why would you do this to Jessica Jones? It's not like it happened to her in the comics.
That's also true. Yeah.
Just like, why is there always a need to depower the girl? What is like, I don't get it. She can't just be. She already not that strong. Just let her be strong.
In this case, it was pretty egregious. Like, she already don't. She could at most maybe lift a car. So, like, it was not like she's that much of a game changer here. I don't know. Like, could just lift
it's just always just making weird decisions. And again, it's like, even in that whole aspect, it's like you making this episode about Jessica when it's supposed to be about Matt, Daredevil. Like, what is going on? Like, Krista really looked great. It's always good to see her.
It was. I'm not gonna lie to you. I did like actually seeing her appear again. Maybe there needed to be a Defenders show. Maybe not call Defenders again. Maybe everybody just needs to team up or something. Daredevil alone ain't cutting.
And honestly, the fact that we're getting this mid Daredevil show and knowing that man is about to come back as Iron Fist to torture us again. Okay, guys, let's wrap this up.
Coming back next season, Luke Cage too, though.
I saw Mike Coulter, he posted some photo that was like spoiling the show. So,
like, he just straight up posted himself in the suit on set. It was like, forget it.
They might have had to cut that contract out. Like, you're just going crazy. So
I was just a little too excited. Yeah. I told y'all I'm at the gym.
Did you? Did you say that?
I did, actually, because I was like, anyway, very handsome man.
Yeah, love that. Okay, well, the show, I don't really like it, though.
Yeah. I don't know.
Sorry.
I'm not really sure what's going on here. We also did see a kind of a cool fight scene between Daredevil and Kingpin, which I guess, they've been doing a lot. Does Daredevil have any other villains besides Kingpin?
Yeah, he's got a ton. Like, I just don't understand what this show is trying to do. Like,
I'm telling you, for somebody who don't really know too much, it seems like Kingpin is the only villain. Like,
who else it's really interesting too when you think about it, because again, when we think back to the reports of the show, and they was just talking about like it was going to be more of like a courtroom crime drama type of situation. It's like, y'all don't care about these superheroes and like the villains and none of that stuff. Like, it's like, I just feel like it just shows more and more every episode. It's like, yeah, you totally wanted to write a different show and you're being forced to write this other thing. And it's like, you don't really want to write it. So it's just kind of like blah. That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah. It's crazy. I really wish that they would get a lot more of the creators who are like superhero comic book fans. I think you can make those things still appeal to people, or don't even worry about appealing to the masses. Just create the thing, I
don't know. I don't know. It's just like, bring the hand back. At least, like, let me fight some fun ninjas. Let me fight some fun ninjas.
Yeah, yeah. Bring the hand back. They probably are coming back next season.
I don't know. I feel like these writers. I don't think that's what they want to do. But the hand's supposed to show up in Spider-Man, so maybe that will inspire them.
Yeah. Yeah. And, Luke Cage need a bunch of things to fight. So
you keep talking about Luke Cage. We don't want to see him either. I don't get why you keep bringing him up.
Because to me, like, I'm only going to care if it is all of them together. Like,
no. Just let it go. Move. What did you say? People need to move on?
Let's move on. Let's see. Like I said, I really wasn't on there for Elektra. So.
Don't want to see her back.
Sorry about it. Maybe that's what the show really needs.
Elektra? No, I think it just needs to be about Daredevil.
That's fair. What would you rate the episodes?
2 and 2.5.
Wow. I would have gone 2.5 and another 2.75 maybe. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
but that's kind of where
I'm glad that was high for you.
Yeah, it was all right. All right. Well, that brings us to the end of the show. Oh, wait, no.
You got
something Invincible. Oh, man.
I thought you were
because it was so much.
I thought you were going to say the end of Invincible. That's why I wasn't saying that.
Well, it does, yeah. It does bring us to the end of Invincible because this is now episode 8, which was the final episode of the season. And
okay. I don't know. I'll say this.
You know what?
Why you gather your thoughts?
Yeah, let me think.
Let me say this. Debbie, Cecil, Thrag, MVPs. Walked away loving them. I was like, you know what? And I was always a little up and down on Debbie. Especially earlier. I wasn't always feeling her. But this season, she was doing the thing. Cecil King, always, consistently. Thrag, I just like the way you move. I love a good villain.
Thrag is a hot villain.
I just love a good villain. But yeah. But I did like the finale.
Yeah, I did too. So this episode opens with Mark, Nolan, and Zoe, or as we would call her, Armor Girl or Robot Girl. They are Suit Girl. They are trying to go back to Earth. They find it intact, but we did see some flashes of like the Viltrumites taking it over. I'm not gonna hold you. I thought they did it, but when they finally get there, they see that nothing had happened. Mark is reunited with Debbie and everybody, but like for the rest of the episode, he's having hallucinations and having panic attacks about the Viltrumites. Eve is, a little full body now. She's, yes, a little thicker. Shout out to her. She tells Mark about, that after he left, she did basically not dissolve, but got rid of, didn't focus anyway on Invincible Ink. And she was like, my powers did come back, but she's mostly been focusing on school so she could like use them better. She's been too afraid to like use them. And then she tells him about that she had an abortion. That's why she figured out why her powers were messing up. It's because she was pregnant. She had an abortion. Now, I really liked the like voice acting and the kind of the drama that was during this scene because we actually saw moments of Mark's reaction during all of this, like while she was telling him this, which I thought was interesting that there were moments where he was shocked, but then like confused about like, oh, I shouldn't be shocked because I should be here for her. But like, oh, wait, did I want to have a kid? I don't know. But that isn't something that's important. I got to be here for her. And that's basically what he tells her. Like, he hates the fact that he couldn't be there for her and that it'll always be this. Like, he'll never really be there for her. I felt that for them.
I thought that scene was really well done, too. Like, I just think the whole conversation about it, like, since you had mentioned it, before. I had really been anticipating A, if they were going to do the storyline, and just B, how they were going to talk about it. I think women in pregnancy is something that should be discussed a lot more often, especially when it comes to things like just the health risks they face, the health risks of the babies, abortion, miscarriages, like all of those types of things should like really just be honed in on. And I like walked away. I was like, okay, like that was nice. Like even her kind of just like breaking down and being like, I got to tell you this, and then saying it, and then like him, like you said, his reactions to it. I felt his response was really well done. Good scene, really good.
Yeah, yeah. I thought that scene was really great. Nolan is outside and he shows up to the door. Him and Debbie have words, and before we get to that part, I have to say, while I did, when I mentioned that I liked the voice acting a lot during the Eve and Marc talk, the animation was a bit choppy during that entire scene. Like it was wild. Which, like, I saw this clip recently of Robert Kirkman, the creator of Invincible, and creator of the show, talking about how he really wants to get Bryan Cranston to be a voice actor on the show. And this is the problem right there. We gotta reel it in. Why are you wasting your budget on that? Like, no.
I mean, he said he know the people gonna watch regardless, so it don't.
No, it don't. Like,
and then not only are they gonna watch, but you gonna have defenders. Like you got shooters who are telling you that like this scene where the capes don't even flow in the wind is perfectly fine.
Or like there are multiple scenes where they do not loop the animation and it's literally just this JPEG floating across the screen.
The scene, well, I'll wait till we get to that scene, but go ahead.
Okay, so anyway, Nolan is having his conversation with Debbie, and Debbie basically tells him, like, I'm going to go to Telescria, like I'm going to see Oliver. And he, through this entire time, like, Nolan is basically like, I'm apologizing, I'm trying, like, can't you see that I'm trying? It is giving human. You're a human man.
I really loved all of the Debbie Nolans.
And Debbie, sister. Hold strong, sister.
Hold strong. Don't do it.
Don't do it, girly. Because I know y'all gonna be on that ship for a while.
And you see when he went to like touch her shoulder, I was watching on TV. I was like, "Don't you touch her." I was like, "You leave that lady alone." No, I really liked all of their scenes though, like the Nolan and Debbie stuff. I like how like she's dealing with her rage. Even the parts with like Nolan kind of being like, "Stop! Like you need to stop being mean to me," and her being like, "No, get out of my way. I don't have to." I think his whole road to redemption and kind of, I don't want to say a failure at it, but like a failure with these people is like a really good, just like move on. Sometimes you cannot go back. You should not go back because the people just are not going to see you the same. It's going to be different. You have affected them. They are different. You're different. Those two continents don't meet no more. So go your separate ways. That was great because when he saw Cecil later, I had to get packed up real quick. I was like, yeah.
He said, let's keep it going. He was like, I'll be here to help, if things get crazy.
And he said, yeah, you better be. Like, what are you talking about? Like, no, it was funny when he was explaining the whole thing to him. And like, because at first I felt like Cecil was calm. He was like, I'm always going to be scared of you. And then he was like, it seems like you guys won the war. Like, I can get at ease. And then he was like, no, there's still like 40 of them left. And that pissed him off. And then you're going to tell me you're building this thing where you're still not going to be able to get here for 2 weeks? Like, don't come to me. This is why I like Cecil, because he is a man just trying to do his job in a world of people who are not doing theirs. And I think everybody relates to that a little bit.
Well, nobody wanted Nolan to do his job. If he did that, everybody would have just listened and been his like subjects. That would have been bad.
Well, he was already bad at his job. It didn't matter.
That is true. He was bad at his job.
He was already down there. He was on the pit, okay? It didn't matter. His days were numbered. Cecil don't play that. He likes to run a tight ship, and they're coming at him with incompetence. He's not having it. I love that scene. Great moment for them.
Yeah. Then we see Marc kind of flying around, getting some solo flying in, and he runs into Thrag. I did think that it was a great creative decision to have had Marc have all these panic attacks throughout the show, because you really do feel that he'd been through a lot. So of course he would have these kind of panic attacks, and then to have his meet up with Thrag and it not be a panic attack and it's actually real. It's really Thrag there, and Marc charges at Thrag with all his might.
No effect. Again, different levels of strength, baby. It just you see it.
You know how I feel. You know I love an energy tank. This is my wheelhouse. I love a tank. I'm loving the difference in their power levels here. This is great for me.
Yeah, that was good. Seeing Thrag was really cool. Like that whole moment of them finally like, oh yeah, this is really him. And him even being like, I'm here. it's really me.
My friend's here too. So
that was cool. The animation here, that's what I was going to say earlier. Like when they were like talking and like Marc trying to contemplate his decision about Thrag's offer and like what Thrag was saying, and then like Thrag even, I don't know, moving his face. I don't know if what he was trying to contemplate. That whole thing was very rough to me. Definitely took me out of it for a second. But the voice acting was great. Again, Thrag's great. Like very menacing, very just like the presence is always felt. He means what he says. Like he's like, oh yeah, I'll kill everyone. Like, yeah, I bet you will. So, like really, that was good.
And I think like with him, you really do believe him, because you saw him like almost kill your daddy, and you yourself could barely kill your daddy. So
it wasn't no almost. Like it's like what he tells us. He said, "Yeah, I died out there," and Cecil was like, "Yeah, you can die like 2,000 more times, and then we'll talk." Cool.
I think that it was interesting to see Marc kind of in a mode of like, oh, I really want to protect people, but I'm gonna say no. Like, no, I'm not going to bow down to Thrag's demands, which Thrag is demanding that, yes, we're here, leave us alone. We're gonna leave y'all alone. And leave it at that. And to see Marc kind of be like defeated, like there really isn't anything you could do. You have to agree to his terms.
Nothing at all.
You saw him with one punch, one backhand, tear your brother's jaw off. Your brother don't have no jaw no more.
You don't even gotta get into the Thrag at all. All the other Viltrumites, Conquest ripped your guts out. These people are just as brutal. Again, it took y'all plus Suit Girl to get however many you did. And then you had help with your gun glider and the little darts that was making them super weak. Y'all got no more of that. Gun glider's gone. It's still 40 of y'all on Earth. It's over. Who was gonna fight? Shapesmith? Bulletproof? Please. It's over.
I really want to know what they're going to do with Bulletproof. I believe now again, I didn't get this part in the comics. Remember y'all? I had an ex that was bound and when we broke up. And I never went back and bought them for myself or reread them. And I believe there is a moment where we see Bulletproof, like in Invincible's old costume, like in the comics, and I believe in that story you get in Bulletproof's backstory, which is about like him having a twin brother and like they both wanted powers, and I believe he either killed the brother or accidentally killed the brother or something, and the parents were also like involved and killed. Yeah, and the parents were like scientists who like experimented on them. Yeah, I don't know. It was a lot going on, and I believe during this time he like was flirting with Eve, and like I think she was going. So I don't know if they're going to adapt that story or if they're going to change some stuff around.
She's kind of shiesty.
He was gone.
Ethan. We don't even talk about that. We can talk about, the whole Marc and Amber situation with her. Whatever. That's y'all.
She was not a girl's girl during that at all. You knew what you wanted, girl.
I don't know. That's y'all queen. Well, I don't really know. She don't really be doing too much from what I see.
Not y'all. I'm not included in that. Either way, what would you rate this episode, the finale?
Oh,
what would you rate the episode and the season?
Oh, both out of 5?
Yes. Man, we had a lot going on this season.
There was a lot going on. I would give the season as a whole, story-wise, I'd give it a 3. I think I actually really enjoyed a lot of the story. I think the animation kind of takes it down for me a little bit. I also think I would like to see more growth in our protagonist. And Marc, I feel like he has had a lot of seasons of lows. Eve, too, now that I think of it. They're kind of just always under a dark cloud. And I guess I would just like to see them starting to come out of that a little bit more and learning something different, do things a little bit different. We did see that he asked Cecil to talk to the therapist. So maybe that'll be the beginning of that. I feel like this season I actually walked away liking a lot more characters than I ever had before, like Debbie and Oliver. And it kind of reinforced the ones I did like Cecil and Battle Beast. Enjoyed Nolan and his road to redemption and the people rejecting him. That's always great. Alan, his progression. Thetis, you're kind of still a bad guy. You're on my list.
Okay. I mean, he had his red hair ripped off.
That don't mean nothing. You saw his little message that he sent to Alan at the end. Even from the grave, beyond the grave, you're doing nasty, terrible things.
You think he can use it? And that's how the story ends with all the Viltrumites dead, including Marc.
I feel like I can't see Alan doing that. But power does change people.
And it does.
So, it does. I don't know. I guess we'll just have to find out. But this episode, I would give the episode a 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I would honestly give this episode a 4 for sure. I really liked it. Definitely it's good. Like I said, the last episode was really, really good. I think the last episode was definitely my favorite of the season.
I think the back half I preferred much more than the first half. I can say that for sure.
Yeah. For the season, I would say definitely I did like the back half more than the front half of the season. And I would give it a 3.5 overall.
Solid.
So it was solid. Still some great stuff. But man, dude, you got to increase that animation budget. And they've already said that season 5 comes out 2027. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess that's not 2.5, 3 years. Right. Again. Which I do appreciate the breaks. However, animation is expensive. It's not cheap to produce an animated series and animated TV shows. So if you're doing this in a year,
and you spend all the money on voice actors.
Yeah, because you want to get Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston. What I don't know.
I don't know. We gotta talk to finance or something. We gotta have some meetings. Something ain't right.
Finance probably been trying to schedule a meeting for months.
Absolutely.
They're like, we need to talk to you right now. Delete.
Because I know you are going way over budget. Mm-hmm. Although I do hope that next season they add the girl. What is her name?
Oh, from the video game?
Yeah.
Elemental.
Yeah. Which I think is interesting because that sounds like it could be a regular name, but I think her regular name is I don't even know, I don't know. Let me look it up before I say something stupid.
I feel the tip of your tongue.
It was. Oh, they haven't said it yet. They don't know.
And they probably haven't come up with one yet.
Probably not. That's what I'm saying. Elemental sounds like
it's going to be something. Whatever. We'll see. If she, hopefully she does. You know, she could use a few more black people, and she's a Black Power girl.
Yeah,
I love that.
Well, you know, we love the elemental girls. That would be a lot of fun to see.
And they need more power. This is what I be talking about. They need more power people, because even like when Marc, again, just circling back real quick, when Marc was telling Eve about like the Viltrumites and stuff, and she's like, "Oh, if they come here, like, you know, we got the Guardians of the Globe, and we got these people." Girl, have you seen the Guardians of the Globe?
But I mean, how powerful do y'all need to be when y'all are fighting? What, Lava Man and the Lizard League? Like, there's not too many crazy villains out there. However, now
The first group was powerful.
that's T.
Just
They
saying.
were all right. They are all right. They had that one warrior girl. They was powerful because I'm.
They were powerful.
They were okay.
Regardless,
Anyway.
hopefully we see Elemental. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that brings us to the end of the show. Please make sure you guys rate and subscribe us wherever you get your podcast. You can find us on most social media platforms at Another Relaunch. You can watch us on YouTube, Another Relaunch TV. You can find me on most social media platforms at Uncanny LZ. Keenan, where can they find you?
You guys know you can find me at Keenan Lance. As always, there's an underscore at the end.
All right, y'all. Let's get up out of here, and we'll catch y'all next week.
All right. Peace out.
Peace.